one of the things I've consistently said for about 20 years now is that black children should be educated by black people. I really believe that. And I don't know how people perceive it. I don't know if people think that that makes me a racist. I'm not saying white people aren't good at what they do, but communities that tend to prosper, that become very strong and stable, they insist that their own people are part of the educational process for their children. We, I believe, are open to letting others educate our kids more readily because we have this fascination, this love, this extreme adoration, this desire to be accepted by whites, and this extreme belief in the competence of whites. When really, when our kids are going to these public schools, they're being destroyed. They're not just getting an inferior education, but it's laced with disdain and not love. They're not being encouraged to be their best selves. Their creativity isn't being stimulated at the highest levels. They're also not. They're also being trained to serve other communities. The school is kind of an indoctrination camp to prepare them to do what this lady talked about in this video, to go work for white people. So she says it in a way where she says we have to go work for them. And we know that we don't have to do anything, at least not that. No, no, there's no law saying you have to do that. But if everything that you've been educated on, if every idea you've been exposed to says that working for white people is the most logical and the correct path for you to pursue, and that this is something you should be fighting for, then next thing you know, 10, 15 years later, that kid is working for a white guy. And then when the politicians come around and say, well, what can we do to get your vote? They say, we want more jobs. We want more white people to hire us. And so where I have to come in and I have to come in and become the asshole is I say, why are you begging? You told me just yesterday how much your job is stressing you out. You told me the other day how your job is underpaying you. You told me about the racism on the job, how badly they're treating you. But yet, when the politician comes around and says, "What do you want?" You say, "I want more jobs." So in my mind, I'm saying it sounds to me like you're saying, "I want more torture." I want more microaggressions. I want more racism, racist treatment, right? But you're not really saying that. But in a way, you're saying that I went into the lion's den and I got ate up and it's hot in there, but I want to go in there because that's the only place I believe that I belong. That's the only place that I can go, right? And what I'm saying at the end of the day, it really comes down to the little basic things that we don't think much about, like self-esteem, knowing like, look, I can go anywhere and I can be successful in a lot of ways. I don't really need to have to lean on you. It comes with skill sets. If I have multiple skill sets, like if I know how to start the business as a kid, I don't have to have the job. If I know how to make an investment, if I have family that loves me enough to invest for me, then I've got a million options that a lot of people don't have. A lot of what happens also in a capitalist society that you should understand is that capitalism works best when dealing with people that don't have any options. Capitalism works best. It thrives on pain and in fact I saw something where somebody was it was like one of these conspiracy theory pages and they were saying that they believe that there's like this group of people called the jinn, like kind of like demons, and they thrive on your pain, they thrive on agony, they thrive on chaos, so they deliberately create chaos in the world so they can be fed, like they it's like spiritual food for them, right?